SKILLET Sports presents
SIZZLE, what's up, bro? How you feeling, baby?
Happy New Sizzle. How are you today? What's going on, man? How hot are you?
Man, I ain't hot. I'm El Muy Frio out there, man. I was out there shoveling the snow. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something, man. Jay Sizzle is no longer a outward bound Arctic type of dude. You know, there used to be a point in time where I didn't really have a problem with the snow. I didn't mind sashaying out there. Actually, I sort of enjoy it. Get out there a little bit, to make a little snowballs, throw them around, you know, slide. Maybe once in a while, make a little run and slide, you know what I'm saying? But now, I have found out that Jay Sizzle is no longer a snowbound type of dude. I am an old dude that needs a walker on the ice. Dude, I was walking across that snow like I was walking across. I look like one of the flying Walendas trying to walk across the Grand Canyon. Dude, I was so happy to get a hold of my car. I didn't know what to do. I held onto the handle like I was being rescued. You know what I'm saying?
Car rescue to you. And that's, you know what? That's delivered by the Sizzle. Car rescue for everyone. Let's start the show. Let's get this popping, baby.
You're listening to The Sizzle, the talk of the 219, the hottest sports talk in the region, on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know what it is. You know who it is. It's The Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. Listen, Jay, we've got a lot to talk about, but we're going to make this a simple show. It's going to be a light show, but not really light. Not light as in content light, but area because
MC Light.
Light as a rock.
I am the light. L-I-L-I-T.
L-I. Anyway, no, not that light. This light in the fact that we're not going to hit everybody with a lot of facts. We're not going to hit you with all the sizzle information that we normally give you. What we're going to hit you now with is a retrospective. And in the retrospective, we're going to talk about the effect that Kobe Bryant had on the Chicago Bulls and the effect that everything that happened around the Kobe generation, around that era, how it's played out, not only for the Bulls, but for the NBA. So if you will, Jay, walk with me back a year ago. Let's go back to the beginning of January. Now, at that point, you know, you knew people had these weird colds and they couldn't seem to get rid of them. Uh-huh. They were coughing and they had just congestion in the chest and in the nose, but nothing. We moved right along. It was after one of our Saturday shows. We'd done our radio show and it was Sunday morning and our producer sent us out a text.
Yeah.
And Winter sent out a text that she saw from TMZ. Mm-hmm. And that text said that Kobe Bryant had perished in a helicopter crash.
Yeah.
So immediately, in denial, I sent something harsh back to Winter, as in, you know, something like, stop playing, this isn't even funny, you know, and I'm not listening to it because it came from TMZ.
Yeah.
Well, little did we know that TMZ would be the leader in breaking news.
They break a lot of stuff.
They do. They had people on the scene. They were right on top of it right after the crash, and they were the first to report it. And I literally remember the internet breaking. I remember it just crashed. You couldn't get on Google. You couldn't get on any source. You couldn't get on Netscape, Firescape, Firefox, Anyscape. You couldn't get on it. So let's fast forward a year. And I hear the news that NBA beat writer and NBA television personality Sekou Smith passed of complications from COVID.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it hit me a little bit harder. I don't know why. It was the impact of knowing that he had been diagnosed with COVID and was on the mends and then suddenly perished. And it was the confluence that it was on the anniversary of Kobe Bryant's death.
Mm-hmm.
And so it made me start to wonder and start to think, what would have happened in 2004 if when Kobe Bryant had said, I'm out of here, the Lakers dynasty had come to an end, Phil Jackson was out as head coach, the feuding between Kobe and Shaq had reached its boiling point, and Kobe Bryant was looking at homes and schools here in the Chicago area.
Yeah.
At that point, no one knew that Shaq was going to be traded to Miami. And once Shaq was traded to Miami, the deal was cut off, and it never went through. But I'm wondering, not even the 2007 when John Paxson got another opportunity to do a sign and trade for Kobe Bryant, but the impact, not just Kobe's legacy on the NBA, but the impact on the Bulls. As we look at the Bulls right now, I don't know what you called them before, but to reference something you said earlier, this whole thing with Patrick Williams, I understand they want the young kids to play, and they're trying to make sure they're doing a youth movement, but this isn't working. Their net rating is terrible. Mm-hmm. When you have Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, Lauri Markkanen, and Wendell Carter on the floor, it's your worst statistical matchup. Your stats are terrible, even though the individual stats are great. Your net rating, your wins above the replacement are horrible. So, Jay, if you could use your your Nostradamus ball and look, and Kobe Bryant would have been a Chicago Bull, what do you think would have happened to the future and the trajectory of the Bulls in the future?
Well, here's the biggest problem is Kobe Bryant came to the Bulls. Who on that 2006 Bulls team was going to still be there?
Mm-hmm.
That would dictate everything. Because to get Kobe Bryant, they were going to have to give up everybody. You talking Ben Gordon. You talking Joakim Noah, who was just freshly picked. You talking about who else was going to go out of there? Tyrese Thomas.
It would have had to be Kurt Heinrich,
and
a Hall,
and you're talking Luol Deng. So Kobe Bryant would have came to a Bulls roster that was worse than the roster he was already on, and we're talking about a Smush Parker was on his roster then. Okay, his best player was Cocaine King Lamar Odom. That was his best player on that squad. Get high Odom. I need help. Give me one of the Kardashian girl Odom. Was that post pre-Kardashian on that one? I can't remember that.
That was
post-Kardashian. That was post-Kardashian. So he was wild in the yard.
All right. Let me give you a list.
Yeah.
If that's cool. The 2000, if he was coming from the 2004 season, it would have been the 2005-2006 season.
Yeah.
They finished 41-41 that season, the fourth in the Central. Scott Skiles was the head coach. On their roster was Malik Allen, Eddie Baston, Tyson Chandler, Luol Deng, Chris Duhon, Ben Gordon, Stephen Graham, Othello Harrington, Kurt Heinrich, Randy Holcomb, Randy Livingston, Andres Nocioni, Eric Piatowski, Luke Schlesinger.
Yeah, good pronouncing that one.
Yeah, Darius Sangala,
yeah,
Michael Sweetney, James Thomas, Tim Thomas, and Gennaro Parco.
Yeah, so your top four players out of that group: Ben Gordon, Luol Deng, Tyrese Thomas. Who else was that little group?
Not Tyrese Thomas. It was only James Thomas.
Well, whatever Thomas was on there.
It was Tim Thomas.
They would have took the top four players out of that, and the team would have been gutted. So the whole thing about it, Kobe comes to a worse situation. Now you're in a complete rebuild. The one thing that happened with Kobe was that when he was coming to the Bulls, he forced the Lakers to go and get Paul Gasol. He forced him to go get him. And that in turn changed the trajectory of the Lakers, and they were able to go ahead and put together a couple of good players. Who else was there? Who was the guard that came to him? I can't think of him now. He's a coach.
You're talking about
okay.
Good grief.
I'm looking right at him. Anyway, he'll come to mind in a minute. But they end up acquiring him, and he solidified that point guard status. Why can't I think of his name? I know he's on the TV all the time.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about? Oh my goodness, the head coach of the Kings. You talking about what's the name, son? No.
I'm talking.
You're not talking about Bill Walton, son.
No, I'm talking about Derek Fisher.
But Derek Fisher was on that championship team with him.
But he came after that Paul Gasol. If it was not for that them pulling Paul Gasol in there would have been no Derek Fisher coming to him, and they would have never got to the finals, and they won 2 out of 3. Do you think this Bulls brain trust was going to be able to pull off the right people in here to come in with Kobe after they were complete? The only way Kobe was coming to Chicago was if Luol Deng was still here. That's the only reason. That's the only way, because now you got Michael and Scottie basically all over again. You could bring in some role, because Luol Deng, y'all don't remember Luol Deng. Some of you are too young to remember Luol Deng, but Luol Deng was the truth. He was well-respected baller all across the NBA. The Bulls beat him to absolute death. I mean, he was literally playing with one leg. But Luol Deng was a warrior out there. Only way Kobe was coming to Chicago if Luol Deng came. That was it, if Luol Deng stayed. So, I mean, Kobe's like, they were looking for houses and all this type of stuff. Sure they were. Was Kobe really leaving L.A.?
I don't think, personally, and again, if I'm speaking for me, that would be personal. When it comes to Kobe Bryant, it seemed like a master move to force, as you said, Jay, to force some other moves. And to your point, to go back to that 07-08 team, let me give you a breakdown of who was on the 07-08 team. Shannon Brown, Luol Deng, Chris Duhon, Thomas Gartner, Drew Gooden, Ben Gordon, Aaron Gray, Adrian Griffin, Kurt Heinrich, Larry Hughes, Victor Crappa, Demetrius Nichols, Joakim Noah, Andres Nocioni, Thabo Sefolosha, Cedric Simmons, Joe Smith, old man Joe Smith, Tyrus Thomas, and Ben Wallace.
Yeah, which is not a bad group of guys to roll out, but that core wouldn't have been there.
Right.
That core, your top 4 names that we know by name when you say them out, that 4 would not have been there because the Lakers wanted a haul for Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And so
you
now
would have had to have traded at least Nocioni, Joakim, Ben.
Joakim's going. Yeah, all them going. So now what you got left? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't coming. And then you look later on at 2008 Lakers team. Let me look at this roster right quick. Let me tell you what he went from. You got Phil Jackson there coaching, right? Mm-hmm. Finished first in the NBA. Now, let's take a look and see who they had on this ball club. This is 2008. This is just 2 years after this forced trade. Now you got Trevor Ariza. Now you got Shannon Brown, Kobe, obviously, Andrew Bynum, Jordan Farmer, Derek Fisher, Paul Gasol, Chris Mullin, Adam Morrison. Everybody remember? Then you had Lamar Odom. I don't know who that guy is. Sasha Vujacic? Is that name?
Vucevic.
Yeah, I was close.
Yeah. Sasha Vucevic.
That was his name. And you had Luke Walton on his backup. So that team with a Kobe Bryant was able to go and play absolute great basketball. So
didn't Sasha Vujacic marry Martina Navratilova?
Possible. I don't know. I'm not really up on my European athletes, but if you say so, then I'm gonna go with it. I
remember he was dating somebody. I dropped
that class in sports school. I didn't pass that class. I dropped it. I got an I in that one.
Oh man, you can't get an incomplete in.
I got incomplete in that class. I dropped. I had to keep. I had to keep my grade point average up, man.
Yeah, well, when it comes to European sports figures, you got to keep an eye on what's going on because we're an international show.
let us take a gander. Now I'm back. I'm over here at the Bozo Pewter now. That's what happens when it's late in the evening and I'm on the Bozo Pewter.
Okay.
I want to see what the Bulls roster was like in
2008.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Oh, hold on. Let's take.
It was pretty much the same thing that
let's take a gander.
Talked about them.
So they finished 41-41 with everybody there. They're second in the NBA Central. All right. Who the coach? Vinny Del Negro. El Blanco. El Blanco was coaching. Del Blanco.
I mean, it was pretty much they lost Shannon Brown the year before.
Luau.
He was with the Bulls and he went to the Lakers.
Aaron Gray, Kurt Heinrich.
They had a pretty good
Brad
Larry
Miller,
Hughes,
Joakim Noah,
Lindsey Hunter, Brad Miller.
Oh, D Rose.
Yeah, that was his rookie year.
D Rose,
John Salmons.
Now let's think about something. Since we're thinking about something now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would have happened if the ping pong ball, if Kobe did go to the Bulls, and the ping pong ball still fell that way, and you got Derrick Rose and Kobe Bryant in the same backcourt?
You better stop talking the way that you're speaking in such a manner.
You see D Rose? Could you see the mature Kobe Bryant, but still super explosive Kobe Bryant with the young D Rose, MVP D Rose, Simeon D Rose? Ooh.
Could D Rose be an MVP with?
Oh yeah.
Kobe on the team,
because Kobe didn't have anything to prove at that point. Only thing Kobe wanted to do was win without Shaq. That's all he wanted to do. Because Kobe's ego is bigger than Michael Jordan's. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He just wanted to win without Shaq. And he wanted to show that he could show up Michael Jordan a little bit, even though he would never say it. Because he wanted to show that Jordan only won with Pippen. If he could have teamed with somebody else and won, that shows I'm better than all y'all. So the whole thing was, but now if you saw, a young D Rose and Kobe, you talking about Showtime on Madison Avenue? D Rose, probably the fastest guard in the NBA at that point in time, probably the fastest, definitely the most explosive guard. And then you got the Mamba.
I didn't even realize Tyrese Thomas was still in the league by the time D Rose got into the league.
And he's super athletic, Tyrese Thomas. And that wasn't a bad ball club. They just didn't get it going. That wasn't a bad ball club right there. They wrote out. You still had Luau Deng. You still had Ben Gordon going out there. Kirk Heinrich.
I like John Salmons.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah, that was a rock solid basketball team right there. They didn't do much.
You had old man Lindsey Hunter. You had shoot 'em high Larry Hughes.
Yeah, but that was the start of Garpax. That was the start of the nonsense. And it had not had the ping pong balls had not fallen, and they had Derrick Rose, then maybe the Bulls would be in a much better position than what they are now. Because we could have got rid of John Paxson and Gar and Foreman and John Paxson a lot earlier. They got grace because of D Rose. They got grace. I mean, you talking about D Rose his first 3 years? Come on, must see TV, must go see TV. I'm going to say this, and I know this is going to sound like blasphemy. All right. But I'm going to say D Rose was more popular than Michael Jordan his first 3 years.
Comparison, the first 3 years, yes. You had a Chicago native, the son of Chicago, versus a young man who had some chops, but he wasn't Michael Jordan. He wasn't MJ. Not his first three.
Michael Jordan in his rookie season?
I'm telling you, to your point, yes. In his rookie season, Michael Jordan still didn't have the support D Rose had. Get out of here! You couldn't go anywhere.
Who was better?
Wait a minute.
In their
You
rookie
telling me
season?
that
Who
D
was better in
Rose
their
didn't
rookie
have
season?
the whole city? I'm not talking about who was better.
Who was better?
I'm talking about saturation. Everybody talked about who.
Oh, D Rose, right now. But again,
Okay,
but everybody was talking about Michael Jordan.
He was better.
Everybody was talking about Michael Jordan in his rookie year.
They weren't talking about him the same way. It was not the same.
Who was better in their rookie year?
The point of it being better, that's not the question.
Let's not dance around the question. No, I'm asking the question now.
You asked a question. Your first statement was who was better.
I'm asking the question now.
Who's better?
I'm asking the question now. In their rookie year.
I'd have to look at their numbers. I really would have to look at the numbers.
Did you not watch them both play?
I did. So, and if I would say to you, it would probably be D Rose.
I would say it probably was D Rose.
Because he was a much better, more complete point guard and off guard. He led those Bulls teams. I mean, he drug those teams with him. Even though Michael Jordan did bring those teams along, D Rose was the center. He was the central point. He kept Vinny Del Negro in the job.
Without doubt.
Yeah. Vinny the Negro. You know what I've always wanted to? I wanted to have Scott Skiles and Derrick Rose.
You might have killed
because
somebody.
Scott Skiles is like the predecessor to Tom Thibodeau. When you ask the question, I mean, I remember the best question ever asked of Scott Skiles when the reporters asked him, how could Eddie Curry get more rebounds? And Scott Skiles looked right at the camera and said, jump.
Right.
I mean, how you can't get better than that. That's pure knowledge. That's self-confidence, that's self-awareness. That's a coach who's not having your time or your foolery. And he's starting to do some things and say some things. In fact, it's funny enough, you know who else is starting to say and do some things? Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan is saying some things, and I mean, he's not as crass and just sometimes Scott Skiles was a peel. But Billy Donovan saying the same thing. Like, hey, how can Pat Williams get better? Be better. Play better.
Oh, no doubt. What?
Be a better player. Be a more effective player.
I don't think it's there. See, I was trying to stay out of it. I was trying to make Bulls talk without me talking about Patrick Williams. I was trying.
How?
Look,
you can't.
I was trying. I even turned my mic down because I was peeking. I got my red light came in, clipped a couple times because I got excited. And now look at me. Now I'm going to have to turn my game back up on my mic because I'm about to be in my depressed voice because we know we have yet to see, and I don't think we shall ever see, the fourth overall pick. D Rose was Rookie of the Year.
Was Michael Jordan Rookie of the Year his rookie year?
I want to say, was he? I think he might have been.
This is bull trivia. You should know.
You asked the question.
Well, I asked the question because I already have the answer.
What was the answer?
Well, I'm not giving you the answer if you're not going to look it up and find it for yourself. Look, you have to research.
My chipmunks do not move that fast on my old Dell heart.
Watch it now.
My old Dell laptop I got over here. This is the bozo pewter over here. Okay, you understand what I'm saying?
Well, you just can't throw people.
Every once in a while, I got Cookie the Clown coming around as my screensaver. With the big long tie on. I still wanted to. I really wanted to. What's that?
I always wanted to go on the Bozo show.
Dude, do you want to hate me? Do you want to hate me right now?
Don't tell the story again, dude.
Do you want me to hate you? You know the story I'm going to tell, right? You know I've been on the damn Bozo show probably 10 times. My mom knew one of the chicks down there, one of the chicks down there knew one of the producers. She got me in there about 10 times. I went. Never played the grand prize game though. Never played that. I always wanted to. But I was like 4 or 5 years old, something like that. 4. Grand prize. You know that studio is really small though. Really small. Like it's like bedroom size. It's not that big at all.
Do you think that made it any better? Do you really? Do you really think that made it any better? That you got to do my life's fantasy. So, okay, let's throw it up in a bag.
Yeah.
If we put the numbers together.
Yes, sir.
And you just pulled it out. The Rookie of the Year of 1985 and the Rookie of the Year of 2008. Was that 2007, 08? So yeah. 08. Who had the better rookie year? That's a really good question. Who was the better rookie?
Who was the better rookie?
I would, again, there are 2 factors I would put into this.
Okay, go ahead.
What was the overall record for both clubs?
I think the Bulls were trash when Jordan was there the first 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Trash.
And what were they able to do? And then here's a caveat. Here's a side note. Who was the competition? Because I know people like to throw that in. Like, somebody didn't play against this person. Somebody didn't play against that person. So you can't be great if you didn't play against
let me get you some
Olajuwon.
Some of you old people out there, myself included, all right? You guys are taking this brand of NBA basketball and you are taking this for granted. You understand? You had nobody over 6'9" except Magic Johnson shooting outside jump shots in that game. You had Larry Nance and a few other people like that. But most of your big men were in the paint. Mm-hmm. Now these bigs can drag you outside and shake and bake and take you off the dribble. A lot of these bigs can do it. These guards, look, Trae Young would have gave those players back in the day an absolute fit. Now, could Trae Young even existed back then because you didn't have the training? The training wasn't there. I mean, look, you look at the 1960s and 1970 Bulls, a lot of those guys dribbled with one hand. They were dribbling mainly with their right hand. They would cross over to the left, but they would come back and dribble with their right hand because that was their dominant hand. A lot of these guys couldn't make a left-handed layup if they were right-handed. You're talking about the 1960s and 1970s basketball. It really wasn't until the mid-70s that you saw the super athleticism start to come into the game. And the big guys, because of the training was different. Now, so you look in the 80s, 81s, 82s, 83s, something like that, all of a sudden you had these super explosive guards. You had the Michael Jordans coming out. You had, look, the one guy people don't really talk about, and I can't think of what his name is right now, is the guard that came out of Duke that tore his ankles up.
Jay Will?
Not Jay Will. Jay Will crashed a motorcycle. We're talking...
What year?
I want to say it was 84-ish, 85 out of Duke. Let me think what his name. I'm looking right at him. I can't think. I think his dad was an NFL football player. Let me think his name. Let me look at Duke guards. Let me see Duke guard.
A Duke guard? So you're saying it was a Duke guard?
It was a Duke. What is his name? I can't think of his name.
84?
84-ish. Let me look. Hold on. I'll pull him up in a second. Hold on. Nope. Duke guards in 19.
Are you talking about Johnny Dawkins?
No, not Johnny Dawkins. Nope. Not Johnny Dawkins. He's on a guard all the time. He was, if it wasn't for his ankles getting jacked up, why can't I call his name? Oh, my God. Because
I forget that 84 was Jay Billis was on that team, correct?
Yeah, not Bobby Hurley. Let me look at it. Duke Baz, rank of point guards. Are they all points? Not Kyrie. We're not talking Kyrie. Hold on. Give me a second.
We're not talking about. Are you talking about Tommy Amaker?
No, not time. I'm looking JJ Redick. No. Come on. Maybe played off guard.
You got me.
I'm about to pull him up. Hold up. I'm about to.
Because I can only think about. Not Tommy Dawkins.
No, Chris Duhon. No. I don't even know who that guy is. No, not Jay Williams. Oh my gosh, what is his name? Oh my God. Oh, okay. Let's go Duke guards. Now I gotta look. Now I'm in the bozo. I'm looking right at him. He had the jacked up ankles. Because he was the truth coming out of there. He was Duke guards all time.
Dave Henderson?
No, not Dave Henderson. How come he's not showing up? How come he's not showing up?
I'm trying to think. Probably like Tom Emma?
No. Ask me another question. I'll pull him up. I'll keep looking.
Well, okay. Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
If I gave you these numbers, which one would you take?
Sure.
Player A, who averaged 28, 6, and 5, or player B that averaged 25, 7, and 4?
The numbers don't really matter though. The numbers don't matter like that. They're too close. They're too close.
If you had your choice of the two, which one would you take?
Give me the 25, 6, and 4. Was he on a better team?
The 28, 6, and 5?
No, give me the 20. Give me the 25 points.
You want the 25, 7, and 4?
Yeah, were they on a better team?
Yeah, you can kind of say that. Team or player A was Michael Jordan, where in his rookie year he averaged 28.2 points. He had 6.5 rebounds and 5.9 assists. Now, player B is Derrick Rose, who averaged 25 points. He averaged 7.7 rebounds and 4.1.
Grant Hill. What do you got to do?
We did all of that for Grant Hill?
Grant Hill was the truth, dude, before he got hurt.
Oh, my goodness. Seriously, we did all of that for Grant Hill.
Grant Hill was the truth before he got hurt.
Did you say like 83 or 84?
How long ago was that? When was Grant Hill?
It was not 83 or 84. Grant Hill would have been, what, 88?
What was – oh, come on. Okay, I'm close. Do you know how old I am?
Oh, my
goodness.
We did all of that for Grant Hill.
Do you know
the greatest Duke player ever, and you couldn't think of Grant Hill?
I couldn't think of Grant Hill. I couldn't save my life. Grant Hill was the absolute truth. And actually, he came out later. Oh, dang. Oh, 1994. My bad.
It was 94?
It was 94, dude. I thought he was in the 80s. I thought he was like 80. I thought he was like 87 or 88. Okay. Dude, Grant Hill's ACC Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying? Grant Hill was the truth. If it had not been for his ankles, Grant Hill would be talking.
I don't even know why we're even talking about Grant Hill. How did we get to Grant Hill?
I have no look. You pulled me down. You pulled out the blue pill and you pulled out the red pill. And you said, if I take the blue pill, I'll wake up tomorrow and I won't know anything. And if I take the red pill, I'm going down the rabbit hole. That's what you said. You pulled me down the rabbit hole, so I just kept going. You let me steal my bozo pewter over here.
No, you can't go. Okay. All right. We were talking about Michael Jordan and Derrick Rose, who was more beloved in the city, who was more revered, who had the better stats, which one was rookie of the year. We found out they were both rookies of the year in 85 and 08 respectively. But how the hell did you get to Grant Hill?
In my mind, Grant Hill was in there somewhere, 85, 86, 80. My Grant Hill was in there somewhere. I don't know what happened. Grant Hill, I don't know. My bozo
we weren't even talking about Grant Hill never even played for the Bulls.
He didn't have to. He was great, but he was hurt. He doesn't give his due. He doesn't get his due. I think that's what I was trying to say. Anyway, going back to the original question though, Kobe Bryant coming to the Bulls. Look, I don't think he wins no more championships if he comes to the Bulls.
I'm almost sure he doesn't win another championship.
Because you don't have a Phil Jackson. You don't have a brain trust like that was going to pull that team together. make these moves, make these playoffs. Right, I don't think so. You saw the decline of the Bulls, even though they had the best player in the league, and they just barely was sniffing the playoffs.
Yeah, and then everybody ran into this kid in Ohio
From Akron.
named LeBron James, and I believe if it weren't for LeBron, Derek would have gotten one title, at least.
Derek, well, here's the problem with Derrick Rose, right? Derek was going to hurt himself regardless.
Yeah.
There was just no way around it. Derek was going to hurt himself. And since Derek was going to hurt himself at some point in time, because he was too herky-jerky. I remember watching. He was so herky-jerky. He was shaking people up. People looked like they were out there doing breakdancing with Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose was dropping people right where they stood. But he was so herky-jerky, and he just became too strong for his joints. He was too strong. I'm wondering
right now, rumor mill has it, the SIZZLE rumor mill says that Derrick Rose is on the trading block from Detroit.
The Bulls should have went and got Derrick Rose last year. That's what they should have did. You could have had Old Man River out here who still can burst whenever he got ready to, but he understands the game. And Derrick Rose still causes fear. Nobody wants to get in front of Derrick Rose. Do you really want to get in front of Derrick Rose? Not really. And now you put that rest of that guards team around Derrick Rose, and now they have a different mentality. The problem is with this Bulls team, you ain't got no Chicago mentality on this Bulls team.
Uh-oh. Are you saying Lauri Markkanen doesn't have the dog in him?
Ain't no bow wow wow, ain't no yo, and definitely ain't no yippee yay. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Are you saying that Zach LaVine does not have the dog?
I like Zach LaVine, but he's not a leader of the pack. You understand what I'm saying? You need a leader of the pack. You need somebody on this team that says, man, we ain't going out like this. All right. Mm-hmm. Patrick, you need some. Look, who's punching who on that team during practice?
Good question.
Look, we saw, what was that NBA All-Star game when LeBron came out disco dancing, when they were announcing the team, everybody came out there shimmy shaking, and then D Rose walked out there and he was just like, because he wasn't having it. Chicago don't do that.
And coming to the stage, Derrick Rose.
Right. Inglewood. Inglewood don't do that. Southside Chicago don't do that. Westside Chicago.
I'm just trying to think, how great would it have been for Derrick Rose to have been in a Bulls uniform and the All-Star game was in Chicago?
Oh, it'd been fabulous. You wouldn't even been able to get around the United Center. There'd been so many people just there. And because he was beloved, because he was our kid. He was our protected kid from the South Side. And I'm gonna tell you what.
Everybody protected.
Everybody, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because we lost Benji.
Yeah.
Because we lost Benji. You know what I'm saying? And look, Len Bias was a shock later, but Benji was worse. Benji, when you lost Benji, that was like your brother, your cousin. It felt like a family member was lost when Benji died. You know, and the way he died. You know, the way he did. And then it just rippled throughout the Chicago South Side and onto the West Side. Because Benji was our kid. We had lost Len Bias before that. But Benji was our kid. And Benji was going he was going to be all that and a couple of bags of chips. So when Derrick Rose came, right? And you had the Rose brothers who were no punks themselves. You had a number of Rose brothers that had been on the other side of the law. And there was enough of them to keep baby boy Derrick Rose out of the drama, and they had enough whatever. I'm not gonna whatever. They had enough juice.
They had the juice.
They had the juice to keep people off of Derek. And Derek was our guy. I mean, you literally had people standing around when Derek was playing basketball games. You literally had people standing around outside basketball courts. When Derek was 12 and 13 years old, you had guys standing outside on basketball courts protecting the basketball court where Derek was playing. That's how serious it was on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah, it was very serious on the south side.
Because everybody knew. Anybody that knew anything about Derrick Rose, he was 13. And here's the thing about it. Everybody had heard of Derrick Rose by the time he was 13.
Yeah, the whole city knew about Derrick Rose.
Everybody knew. Everybody. So Derrick was your son out there, your brother. And when Derrick in the ping pong ball ponged the ping and fell,
most amazing day ever.
You know, I'm going to tell you what. That was the greatest sports day. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say that, and I'm going to even say it was better than the 1985 Super Bowl. And let me tell you why that. All right? Unless there was a meteor shower or something and half the players on the Bulls team got hit by aliens, and they ended up in Roswell somewhere, and they were doing alien experiments on them on the planet Kroll. You know, had the Romulans came back from 2295 still chasing Captain Kirk, and they just happened to end up somehow way through a black hole and ended up here, and all of a sudden they just landed and killed all the 1985 Chicago Bears. There is no way the Patriots were going to beat the Bears. There's absolutely no way. There was no way. We know that. Everybody. Who didn't know the Bears were going to win that Super Bowl game?
I actually wondered why the Dolphins weren't there, but that's a whole nother show. In fact, we'll save that for next show. We'll talk about some 85 Bears. And
I don't want to talk about the 85 Bears no more.
Well, no. We're going to talk about how the 84 Dolphins really did suck.
Yeah. But, yeah, they did.
Dan Marino sucked.
And, oh, no. Whoa.
Dan Marino sucked.
Oh, yeah. No. Sir.
Yeah, I said it. 2 tears in a bucket. I said it.
Blasphemy. That's blasphemy.
I said it.
Dan Marino, the quickest release in the NFL. Dan Marino.
I'm still not impressed.
Come on, man. Pittsburgh Dan Marino with the long face mask with all the way down here.
We're not talking about Pittsburgh. We're not talking about Pittsburgh. People do that all the time. We're not talking about college. We're not talking about college.
We're talking about Dan Marino.
In college, where you got 5'9" quarters and people who are playing, they can't even cover. They don't even know what the word cover means. No.
Look, Dan Marino's face mask was all the way down to his belt. That's how big his face mask was. You know what I'm saying? Dan Marino was wearing armor all the way down. Look, come on, man. Dan Marino? Give him his due. The only reason why they don't give Dan Marino his due is because he don't have a chip.
Oh, and why doesn't he have a chip?
Because that team around him sucks. Okay. That team around him sucks.
If your team sucks.
But, hey, Dan Marino, man, come on now. Dan Marino. Hey, look, best hair in football. Best hair in football.
All right. You know what else is going to be great is that the SIZZLE is taking it on the road. We're going to do a road show. And we're getting ready for the Super Bowl. We are going to do a road show. And we're going to be at Hook and Reel. We're going to be in Country Club Hills. We're going to be doing the thing. It's going to be live.
It's going to be good.
Start checking us out. We're going to start putting up a pub. And the people are going to be there. And we're going to be there. And you can get to see J&G SIZZLE.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Hey, we're going to have a ball, man. And going to comment some. We're going to do the pregame, postgame. We're going to comment a little bit during the game, but you can still hear the game. You know, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a little music playing. You know what I'm saying? You come out there, get your Hook and Reel on. You know, you got your crab cakes there, whatever you want to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Got your drink specials.
Right.
It's going to be lovely.
And look, hey, Jay Sizzle takes an unsweetened tea and 3 equals. Bring it on down.
Oh, there you go.
That's about as hard. That's about as hard as I get.
Well, let me tell you something. G Sizzle gets sizzly, but not while I'm doing the show.
Wow. You know.
Well, maybe before the show.
So.
And then maybe after the show.
All right. So, you know.
Well, I might as well do it.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, I still say Dan Marino sucks.
Oh,
but the best thing in the world is if you won't suck if you go and subscribe to the Sizzle. All you have to do is like us on any platform. And any of those platforms is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Did you say Instagram? Did you say Instagram? I think you said Instagram. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were doing a promo.
Well, you can grab us on Instagram. You can, what?
I bet you somebody. I bet you somebody's name is Instagram on Instagram.
It could be DJ Instagram. He lives at Mar-a-Lago.
Wow!
But you can find us anywhere: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We are there at Iron Skillet. We are there. Iron Skillet Sports. At Iron Skillet Sports. It's that easy.
It is.
Or you can find us at #_. You can find us #skillet_sports. We're right there.
We're right there.
You can find us right there.
We
For
are.
your pleasure. For your pleasure. Pleasure. So this is our show, and again,
this is our show. Really, seriously, this is actually a show that we actually do.
Yeah, but we're dedicating this tomfoolery to the memory of Sekou Smith, to the memory of those who were lost in the crash in California. All of them, not just Kobe Bryant, not just Gianna Bryant, but there were those who were there whose families is just as important. It was a terrible accident for all. And again, we just want everybody, this is a moment now where we're trying to bring our families together. We're trying to bring the families of the world together, all of the cultures together. And we just want to be in harmony. We want to be in peace. Almost said we want to be in soul, but no, that's a whole different show.
I thought you could just start singing "We Are the World." We are
the children.
We are the children.
We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start liking. You can always find the sizzle.
Hey,
it's right there for you.
Were you old enough to watch? Were you old enough to watch Live Aid? Did you watch any of Live Aid?
Yes, everybody watched Live Aid. How could you miss Live Aid with Willie Nelson?
Dude, it was great. Live Aid, man, with the
and Live Aid, wasn't that what I was just about to say? Queen.
Yep. Oh my God, that's a good show.
One of the greatest sports anthems of all time.
We are the champions.
We are the champions, my friend. We are the champions.
Hey, and to all my De La Salle alum who used to, coach would put all 45 of us down into the racquetball court and play "We Are the Champions" before the game. I salute you. That was a good time, man. I mean, that was a good time. It wasn't Fast Times at Ridgemont High at De La Salle, but it was a good time. It was a good time.
Hey, man, well, all I will say is this.
Yes, sir.
If you have not subscribed and liked us, then you need to.
You should.
And remember this. Queen rocked, Dan Marino sucked. And so that's it. That's pretty much our show today.
Dan, I got you back, and Derrick Rose is better as a rookie. Just want to say it.
Woo.
He was.
We're not going to just keep talking this because you are talking saucy. You are just extra saucy, my friend.
That's it.
You just can't. Yo.
I just saw a good documentary the other day. They had a really good documentary about house music on the South Side. It's a good documentary. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Back there, they're talking about the playground and
Freddie Knuckles.
Freddie Knuckles. But you know what was weird about that?
Freddie Knuckles wasn't even the Chicago dude. That was
he was from New York, and he was a secondary New York guy. It was Eddie Levin. I forgot his name. I'm going to get killed right now because I should know my house DJs. But
if you're going to mess this up, I'm leaving.
But he was not the guy in New York. He came to Chicago because he was in Levin's shadow in New York. Levin, I can't think his name now. And he
came. Levine or Levine?
I think it was Levin. I think it was Levin. Yeah. And he was in his shadow, and that's when he came down to the warehouse. Because the warehouse was a alternative sort of club that other people started coming to because of the house music. You know what I'm saying? But
you know what? We need to do a whole show on that, but we're gonna have to stop this show. We're gonna have to stop this show because we're gonna get into it, and then once we get into it, we're just gonna.
No acid house. Don't like it. Don't play it. Play. Just hit Coach for me. Just hit Coach.
Coach who?
Singletary, because I can't do the house. I can't do acid house.
You can't do it?
I can't do acid house. Please stop turning the treble out of it and then turn the bass all the way up. That is not mixing. That is just playing around with
him. Yeah. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
That's just playing with the knobs. That's not mixing music.
That's right. And remember, we at the Sizzle,
everyone has to do their job.
It's true.
Do your job.
That's right.
Shout out to Steve Sizzle.
That's right. I'm G Sizzle. We are the Sizzle. We are the hottest talk in the 219. We are the hottest sports talk on the planet, baby. And we will see you on the other side.